The next speaker is the Honorable Dikobo.
Honorable House Chairperson, honorable members, distinguished guests, the passing of the Native Land Act of 1913 should have been classified as a criminal act. It was because of this act and the many that were passed to reinforce it that apartheid was declared a crime against humanity. The act stripped black people of their dignity and rendered them landless. Chiefs and kings were stripped of their authority. For how do you have a chief or a king who does not preside over any territory? If apartheid was a crime, how do we deal with proceeds of a crime? People acquired land on the basis of this act. They have title deeds that are, in AZAPO's view, defective. I'm informed by a lawyer friend that a defective title deed will remain defective no matter how many times it changes hands. The Kempton Park process and later the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa cemented what was done in 1913 by entrenching the so-called property rights. By guaranteeing property rights, the Kempton Park negotiations legalized the landlessness of the so-called native and made legal title deeds that were questionable. Our people are subjected to a system called a willing buyer, willing seller. Now the Department of Rural Development and Land Reform has come to a rude awakening and declared to the country that the willing buyer, willing seller system is not helpful. We will not say that we told you so. The department is now making muted and vague calls for expropriation. But how do we move forward, Honorable Chair? We must declare some kind of jubilee, a quote-unquote acceptable year of the Lord, where the state must take possession of all the land in South Africa. The state must hold the land in trust for all the citizens. The system will work almost like what is known as the Ingwenyama Trust, except that it will apply to the whole country. Citizens, natural or legal, will then be required to acquire land based on their needs. As MPs, we have taken an oath of allegiance to the Constitution, but there is no way in the oath where we say that the Constitution will never be amended. Land dispossession started before 1913. It started in 1652 when the settler first set foot. If we are talking about 1913, what are we saying about the wars of resistance that happened before then? What are we saying about the struggle by Kimbambata and the many others who fought for the struggle? Land is sacred among many communities. Any debate on land will therefore be emotional and emotive matter. God forbid that there should come a time where our people feel that they have to fight or even are prepared to die for their land. The piecemeal approach to address land dispossession has not worked. It is too expensive. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Member.